Hello and welcome. My name is Kim with Lotus Within Yoga, and thank you for joining me for day 7 of 30 Days of Yoga. Today we're going to focus on our hips, which is a wonderful way to start your day, as well as a wonderful way to get into your lower back if you're having any low back pain. Anyways, if this is your first time joining us, fabulous. If you've been in since day 1, amazing. So happy you've made it this far. Let's just dive right in and get into it. Okay, so we're going to just start quickly by, well, not quickly because it's yoga, we don't do anything quickly, but we're going to start seated and we're going to allow our knees to go wide and our feet and our soles to come together. Now, you can really choose how close or how far away you want your feet to be from your hips. Yogi's choice. But once you find your seat bones rooted down into the mat, you can start with a nice, long, tall spine and start to walk your hands forward, just coming so that you're starting to feel a stretch. We're not pulling and forcing ourselves into any sort of position here, but just feeling a nice start of an opening to the inner thighs, the low back, maybe a little into the glutes. Just taking a few breaths here. The intention we will be working with today is my potential is limitless. My potential is limitless. And just 2 more breaths here. Okay, and using your hands to help, you're going to walk them back in towards your body as you start to press yourself back up. And you can take your hands to the outside of your knees, help them come in, and we're going to come into all fours, into a tabletop pose, hands under shoulders, knees under the hips, and we'll just get straight into a low lunge. So take your right foot and placing it in between your feet, keeping your hips nice and level. We don't want to be shooting our hips out to one side or the other. And we're just going to gently start to lunge in towards our right foot. Not needing to bounce up and get into any sort of movement, just maybe finding a little bit of ease and movement as you pulse your hip just a little bit, just finding that nice sweet spot, making sure that we're not dumping anything into the low back. And if this feels good from down here, you can see how it feels to walk your hands up. Main thing we want to do here is making sure our tailbone, is pointing down as we start to pull the hips forward. Again, we're going to imagine that our left hip is pressing forward and our right hip is pulling back. And if you notice any pinching, into that low back, you're going to go back onto your hands. Just taking one more big breath here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to press into the right foot, sending the hips up and back into this lovely hamstring stretch, half splits. Now you can stay up on your knee like so, or you can come back and sit down maybe on that other foot as you peel the body forward, thinking of bringing those toes back, really elongating the back of the leg. And breathing, allow that breath to be your guide. Just gently reminding you if you need to pull back a little bit, if you're holding your breath, or if it comes with ease, maybe seeing how it feels to just get a little juicier into the pose, go a little deeper. One more big breath here. And we're going to start to bend back in through that right leg. And now this time, we're going to come back up, but we're going to start to face the long edge of our mat. So we're going to kick our left foot in behind us and kind of coming into this half lunge to the side. So the right knee is staying open, maybe even with your hand guiding it out as you lunge into the right. Just noticing how this feels for your inner thighs. Rolling those shoulders back and down the body. And breathe. Maybe taking a peek, noticing if that knee is starting to collapse and gently guiding it back out. Should be able to see our toes, no problem. One more big breath here. We're going to extend through the right foot, point the toes towards the long side of your mat. We're going to take our left arm going up and over, seeing how this little side body stretch feels. We won't be here too long. Just making sure we're not rolling forward. Keep that left shoulder back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up. And we're going to turn to go back into that lunge, except this time we're going to take our hands onto the inside of our right foot. And just seeing how this feels in this lovely little lizard pose here. Again, that right foot is out to the side. Give your hips the space that they're asking for. Some people, your foot might be way out to the side. Sometimes you might not. Just trying not to compare yourself to anybody else in their posture. Comparison is the thief of joy. Everybody is in their own yoga journey. It is not a competition. Excellent. One more deep breath here. And we're going to bring that right foot back, coming back into that tabletop pose. Let's just flesh that out with a few cat-cows. Inhaling as you drop the belly, tailbone to the sky. Exhale as you arch your spine like an angry cat. One more. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, pressing into the mat, arching through the spine. Excellent. I'm going to face the other way. Just, you guys can stay where you're at. It's just easier for me to show you the poses from this other side, but we're going to go and we're going to take that left foot forward, coming into a nice lunge, not popping up and getting into anything automatically. Take your time, set yourself up, keeping those hands down, stacking the knee over the ankle, and allow the hips to get nice and heavy. And breathing, knowing that one side is going to feel completely different than the other, and that is absolutely okay. No judgment, just exploring. 2 more big breaths here. And maybe seeing how it feels if you were to start to come upright. Maybe you need to bring that back knee in just a little bit. As you come up, tailbone again is pointing down, not towards your back foot. It is pointing down towards the mat. And then pressing into your lunge. This time your left hip is drawing back as your right hip is pressing forward, keeping those hips nice and square. And breathe. For me personally, I know that my IT band on my right side is definitely not as flexible as the other side, so sometimes it gets a little tricky in these low lunges. 2 more big breaths here. Bring your hands back to surround either side of that left foot. We're going to extend as we come into our either your half split up on your knee, or I like to give my knee a little bit of a break, sitting down onto my ankle and then folding forward while also peeling those left toes back towards the face. No need to hyperextend through that straight left leg. Slight bend in the knee is always a good idea, protecting the joint. And breathe. Full inhales, full exhales. On your next inhale, you're going to start to bring yourself forward as you bend through that left knee, We're going to come up into that low lunge, but coming into a side lunge. So we're going to kick the right foot back. Now we're going to face the long side of your mat, checking in before you go anywhere to see that you are not allowing that knee to collapse in. You want to guide it in line with those toes and then lunge over to the side. Doesn't take much till you start feeling that, at least me and my body. Focusing on the breath, taking a peek that that knee isn't starting to collapse in again. Maybe coming back to our intention or our affirmation, sorry, that our potential is unlimited. One more breath here. You start to extend in through that left foot leg. This time we're going to point the toes towards the front of that long side of the mat. Right hand goes up and over into this gate pose. Feeling a nice elongation on the right side of the body, keeping that right shoulder back. And breathe. All right, on your next inhale, allowing yourself to come up using those tummy muscles. Go ahead and go back into your lunge, but this time going into the lizard lunge. We're going to swing our right foot back and bring our hands to the inside of that left leg. Really allow the foot to even walk as far as the outer edge of your yoga mat, and then allow the hips to get nice and heavy. Maybe just a little bit of rocking back and forth, just trying to find that sweet spot. Checking our alignment. So I just looked, my foot creeped all the way up there. Just going to gently bringing it back so that it's in line with my knee. Nothing to prove. Maybe sending yourself a little gratitude for showing up. Day 7, that's awesome. 2 more big breaths here. Wonderful. All right, we're going to come back into all fours, bringing that left foot back. Actually coming up into a kneeling position. We're going to do a quick little camel pose. So keeping your hips and knees all in line, we're going to take our hands and bring them to the low back. And we're going to think about squeezing our elbows in towards each other, rolling those shoulders back and down. And I want you to think more of a tall spine instead of dumping into a curve. I like to think that I'm following a line up the wall in front of me, and then maybe once I can't go any higher, I start to lean back a little bit. Maybe you can reach all the way down to your heels. Me personally, if I were to do that, I'd be pushing myself much too hard, and it actually gives me full body ick. We just want a nice opening of the front line of the body. One more big inhale here. And exhale as you just slightly bring your hips back to sit on your ankles and just taking a moment to see how you feel. Maybe closing your eyes. My potential is limitless. Excellent. So let's sit and have just a quick little seated meditation instead of our usual Shavasana. So finding a seat, whichever is comfortable for you, maybe that's staying on your knees. I'm just taking a moment to find that nice, tall spine, closing your eyes, either taking your hands to your knees or maybe to heart center. Just taking just taking a few big breaths here, sending ourselves a little gratitude, a little moment of silence. Gently, you can start to flutter the eyes open. Taking your hands out to the side, give yourself a big stretch, reaching up nice and tall. Hands down at heart center. Thank you so much for making it through to day 7. We'll be back again tomorrow. Namaste.